Season 19 of South Park aired its finale this week, and it was called PC Principal Final Justice, an episode that could not have been more built up to at this point. An episode that promised huge, earth-shattering revelations. Did it deliver? Well, let's explore a little, shall we? For starters, PC Principal is traveling around the world to the gentrified areas just like Soda Sopa in South Park, and beating up all the ad bots, which might very well be some of the most expensive-looking fight scenes I think South Park has ever done. Now, in past reviews, I mentioned how I found PC Principal as a character to be something of a one-note joke that got less and less funny each time I heard it. Well, this episode that bears his name goes to great lengths to try and actually hammer out a real character with this guy, one with some staying power, much like what they did with Mr. Slave, Big Gay Al, or even Jimmy, come to think of it. Meanwhile, the boys are unsure about who they can trust. Their safety is being challenged, and in America, when you don't feel safe, there's only one solution. Get a gun, of course. This stuff is by far the funniest part of the episode, and maybe some of the funniest stuff they've done all season, as multiple characters have prolonged standoffs with each other. This stuff is so good it very easily could have been its own episode, and while I'm happy that it all worked out, I also feel a bit vindicated about how the South Park Season 19 finale, regardless of what it was always going to be, was indeed subject to change with whatever was in the news at the time. In this case, it just so happened to be the American gun debate heating up again in the wake of several shootings. Now, despite having been the major focus of the last two episodes, Jimmy was kinda downplayed here, but his segments did introduce us to the scene-stealing classy with an I, Nathan's live-in hooker given to him by the ads. And what do the ads ultimately want, you all might be asking yourself? Well, it seems that they're using the PC bros to gentrify all language, to clean it up and pave the way for the ads to take over. That's a lot less of a stretch than I thought it was gonna be, kinda like you can change the outside, make everything shinier, but is that ever enough? Kyle, as it turns out, is working with the ad Leslie, and I gotta say, they don't really explain how he got tricked so easily, and no one really calls him on it by the end of the show. I guess like Jimmy last week, he too was letting his dick do the thinking. The finale of PC Principal Final Justice takes place at the gun show. It's like a dog show, but for guns, and sure, a gun might make you feel safe for a little bit, but when you're in a room with people filled with other guns, how safe are you really? It's here all the characters and all the different plot lines finally converge, and despite how needlessly complex all the lead up to this moment had been, I gotta say the writers do manage to pull it all together in a pretty satisfying fashion. And despite how he's been portrayed all season long, in the end, PC Principal was not the bad guy. In fact, he was trying his hardest to help. This opens up his character in a real big way. Makes me think this character has staying power, and that I might actually like to enjoy seeing him around as the principal of South Park Elementary for a bit longer. Even the final speech, yes, that's right, speeches returned this week, talking about how social justice is ultimately a good thing, but like so many other things, it can be corrupted or abused. Or as Randy so eloquently put it, maybe we should all just try and be better and, not need an invasion of sentient ads to make us want to be better to one another. But hey, that's hard, so we're not gonna start doing that anytime soon. PC Principal Final Justice was a season capper that in my mind stuck the landing and won me back after 2 episodes failed to connect. It's funny, the gun gags absolutely kill, plenty of callbacks and references to reward fans who have been paying attention all along, and a genuinely feel-good vibe at the end of all things. I give it an 8 out of 10. Looking back at season 19, I would say episodes like Where My Country Gone and Tweak X Craig were the best, while maybe I was a little harsh on episodes like You're Not Yelping. This season took big strides with having continuity, and I think it turned out, mixed results. But one of the best things about South Park as a show is how it's always been able to evolve and change with the times. And maybe season 20 will be something completely different, who's to say for sure. All I know for sure is that that'll just about do it for me, and I will see you at season 20. Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching my newest video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll feel like checking out some more videos I have on offer here at Cape Joel.